I'm Jessica Lahr, and here's a look at your week in the Finger Lakes. We are live inside the FingerLakes1.com studio, and joining me today is Sinicropi and Josh Durso. How you doing? You staying warm? The
Trying
snow is here.
Winter's here.
Yeah, it's a shock.
There's a shock.
Had a shovel. Do you guys have to shovel it all?
I didn't shovel.
Nope.
No, I didn't shovel.
I did.
Not quite measurable snow. Not quite like that kind of measurable snow. You can still walk and drive through this comfortably.
Yes.
Yeah, but I had to shovel. If you don't, the other thing is I looked at all week it was going to be below freezing. So if you don't shovel the driveway and people drive over, it turns into ice.
Yes.
Or walk over, it's dangerous.
Yes, it does get
so
dangerous.
I shoveled my walk for the first time. Maybe the last.
I doubt that.
I doubt that too.
That's wishful thinking. It was beautiful, though, because I hadn't really seen those big snowflakes yet this year, so it was really pretty. It was definitely one of those, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas moments.
I'm advocating for meltage and a green Christmas.
No! Bah humbug, Scrooge.
Still a little too early to tell if it's going to be a white Christmas or not. Wow.
Oh. If any day,
off
it's
to a
gotta
good
snow
start.
on Christmas. Come on, Josh. Well, it was It's a Wonderful Life weekend this past weekend, and you guys were busy.
Were we ever?
Yes. You want to fill us in on the details? How'd it go?
It was another really good festival for Seneca Falls. It's amazing that an event in December can bring that many thousands of people to downtown, and it makes Seneca Falls feel more like Times Square almost. There's so many people everywhere going in and out of shops and walking the streets, and there's just so much to do. And then to see all those people this year, almost 5,200 people cross that bridge for the race start.
That's
crazy.
Is
a native of Seneca Falls that always makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really special. And the video that you made was really great, too.
We made another video, and that's really hard because we try to get it up the next morning for when people wake up. And so it was, it's a late night to make that video every year. And a long day because we capture the footage. And I capture the footage, and for me, that's the best part because I go around with the camera, and I just go up to person after person, and I say, hey, where are you from? How you doing? How many times do you run the race? Merry Christmas. And everybody's so happy
I know
to talk to me because a lot of them know that that's the video.
Yeah.
So
they're going to be in the video.
And for everybody that did make the video, probably 5 people didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we get so much footage.
You have to.
And the other problem with that also is that because we turned it over so fast and have it ready to go the next morning, which so far, I didn't look at Facebook recently, but the last time I looked on Monday night, it had 7,000 views on Facebook.
Oh my gosh.
And we're approaching 4,000 on YouTube. And
wow.
It's always a high performer every year.
Because it's Christmassy.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Christmas.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people involved.
But yeah, it's frustrating because if we didn't have to do it so fast, it could be even better. We could make it really good. There's probably some really nice clips that don't make the video just because of the time factor.
Right.
So
yeah, you're here late editing so you can get it up. So.
But it's a fun thing to do, and it's easy to do because everybody's so happy.
Yeah.
It
makes for good
all day
energy.
long. Yeah. Fun stuff.
Yep.
So congratulations to the It's a Wonderful Life Festival Committee and the It's a Wonderful Run 5K Committee. Together they've created quite an impressive annual event. And next year will be the 10th anniversary of the race.
Wow.
So
I didn't realize it's been.
Yeah, I know that Jeff
10
and
years already.
Kevin and Tina and Jolene are already thinking of some new fun things to do for the 10th anniversary, which could be bigger than ever.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it will be. 5,000 runners this year.
Well, what I look at it is there was about 1,400 more people here than were there last year.
That's crazy.
So that's 1,400 more people that go home and say,
you gotta
come and do this. So it should continue to grow exponentially as long as the town can support it. Those type of numbers, which I think we need to figure out a way to do it. Whether it's
2 days. I was going to ask if they would. Do
it actually starts Thursday night and ends Sunday, so it's about 3 days in total.
Oh, the run?
Oh no, the run is 1 day.
The festival,
the festival is 3 days.
But the run brings in so many people all at once.
Yep, it's great.
So they could really probably spread it to 2 days, but
2-day run?
Yeah.
That would be like an ultra marathon. You think?
well, not like that. Two
No.
separate days of running, of 2 separate runs.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that the unique thing about it is they start it at dusk, which is
Yeah.
a really unique thing for a race, and to do it on the bridge, the George Bailey Bridge. There's just so many unique things about it that attract people from all over the country. I talked to people from Las Vegas, from Chicago, that came from Georgia, that came up from the race.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Florida, a lot of people from Canada.
Watch the video all over.
Yep.
You heard states and cities, and it was pretty cool. Well, great job, you guys, covering that. What does our weekend weather coming up look like for us?
Well, it's seasonable. It's December.
To be expected.
Yeah.
And so Friday we got a 30% chance of snow, mostly in the afternoon, mostly cloudy, high near 26. Overnight Friday, it's going to get down to about 20. And there's a 30 to 40% chance of snow all weekend long. So that means that there's nothing major, unless the wind should shift and create a little lake effect here or there. But for the most part, just a little, some snow showers, maybe a dusting here or there, snow in the air throughout the weekend. Saturday, mostly cloudy, high near 30. Saturday night, getting down to about 21 degrees overnight. And then Sunday, we finally break above freezing again with a high near 35 under mostly cloudy skies. And then if you look ahead to next week, it looks like Tuesday will be pushing 40. So by the end of the day, Tuesday, we might have most of the snow and ice gone.
Well, I never got my outside lights up, and I still want to get them up, but, I mean, here we are. It's like, is it worth it? Is it not? And then...
Oh, you got to get them up.
I know, right?
Just bundle up.
I know. It's so cold.
Or do it when it creeps up into the 30s.
That's what I'm thinking. But then, they'll be up, I don't know, I keep them on for a few weeks after Christmas anyway, but we'll see.
After New Year's?
Yeah, after New Year's, into the new year. Just...
When do you take your Christmas tree down?
Well, we don't have real trees, so we can keep them up for a while.
Yeah, but when do you take them down?
Usually like a week or two, maybe 2 weeks.
Some say it's bad luck to have them up after New Year's.
No, we always have people over for New Year's, so I like it. It's Christmassy in there.
Oh, for New Year's Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
For the New Year's party. It's just, I like to have all the decorations up still. It's too much work to get it all down.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a lot of work to
and I have family
take on.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, Josh. Well, what is going on in the news this week here in the Finger Lakes?
Okay, so obviously probably the biggest news that everybody's already heard, Assembly Minority Leader Brian Kolb announced on Tuesday that he will be running for governor. He's the first Republican to enter the race and has been serving in Assembly since 2000. At least 2 other Republicans are considering entering the race, and according to Kolb, he will give up his leadership post in Assembly if tapped by the party to represent in the general election next year.
Good or bad for our region? I love Brian Kolb, actually. I think he's one of the most honest politicians I've ever met, and he just seems genuine. And when you had him in the studio up here, he took on every question that you asked him directly and expounded on, and it was really one of the more educational shows we've ever done up here to hear him speak so freely about all the issues you asked him about.
Yeah. It could be, if he is unsuccessful in his effort to win this race, it could be a net loss for the region, because losing him as a representative here in the Finger Lakes, he is by far the biggest advocate for the Finger Lakes that we have right now, and the longest serving one. So,
and he's the Assembly Minority Leader, so he's among the leaders in Albany. Now, if he does win, then you'd have to figure that's great for the Finger Lakes,
huge.
Right?
That would be huge, and it'd be legendary, literally. Other news, Geneva City Manager Matt Horn announced that he will be leaving his post effective January 12th for an opportunity in Washington, D.C. He called the opportunity too good to turn down and said that he is confident that Geneva will be able to continue handling all the initiatives, all the efforts that he's put forth so far. City Council and a lot of other officials in Ontario County as a whole shocked, surprised. I feel it's a huge loss to the community, obviously, because it is. He's been a huge factor in driving Geneva to where it is now.
Do we know anything about what the job is in Washington?
He's taking on an executive role, basically working in similar work that he did prior to coming to Geneva. So it's kind of like a return to what he had done before.
You and Jackie Augustine spoke about that at length during the Debrief podcast, and I'd recommend people check that out.
I do.
It was a nice conversation. But it's a loss for Geneva, but the sky's not falling.
No.
He did a fantastic job.
He has done a great job.
Yeah. And then, of course, we're following the latest on a newly announced partnership between Auburn Community Hospital, St. Joseph's in Syracuse, and UR Medical Center in Rochester, according to a press release. The goal will bring better quality services and more offerings to ACH while maintaining their independence and governance structure. The hospital in Auburn has suffered from a lot of bad PR over the last couple of years. So this is kind of one of those things to start, I think, scrolling some of that back. Mm-hmm. And in the process, it's going to be bringing some new services like cancer care, a neurology department, and a couple other things to Auburn.
Oh, good.
Which will be a unique service, instead of having to go to Syracuse. If you
Syracuse or Rochester.
want to be served there, you can be served there, which that's really awesome.
Yeah.
And then we have the coverage from last night's Seneca County Board of Supervisors meeting, where outgoing Seneca Falls at-large Supervisor Steve Churchill walked out after the board failed to act on a resolution on a local law that he had proposed.
And that's at the Seneca County Board of Supervisors meeting?
Yes.
What was that? What was the law you proposed?
It was a waste disposal law banning future new municipal waste solid facilities, obviously with the backdrop of this incinerator proposal down in Romulus. It seemed like the supervisors were on board with it because most of them had actually vocalized opposition to the incinerator project earlier in that meeting, but they were not interested in acting on this resolution, so it died, and he went out in a blaze of glory.
Did he storm out? Did he slam things?
Said he thanked everyone for their service, and he stood up and he gathered his things and walked out. It wasn't that dramatic, but it was dramatic in that there was still, maybe 10 items left on the agenda to go through.
Oh, wow.
So.
And, so he'll be back at the next meeting. It wasn't like he was like, I'm out of here.
Next meeting is committee meetings, and he probably won't be. He and Gary Westfall, neither one of them are coming back in January.
Right.
Neither sought re-election.
That's why I was wondering if maybe that was that was it.
It appears as though last night was completely it for Mr. Churchill and his tenure on the board.
Okay.
Of course, lots of other news and the latest information from around the Finger Lakes. Tap the app or go to fingerlakes1.com.
That's right. Well, if you're looking for something to do this weekend, I've got a few suggestions here.
Just a few?
Just a few. 25 characters in Charles Dickens' famous story are brought to life by one actor. The talented Kim Tenrero brings A Christmas Carol to life in the true spirit of the story. All performances are free, with donations welcome to benefit those most in need at this holiday time. Join in the holiday spirit by enjoying this amazing performance at First Congressional Church at 58 North Main Street in Canandaigua on Saturday at 2 p.m.
I've heard good things about this, and it's kind of a recurring thing for the past few years. I believe the past few years. I remember for sure last year. One-person show. And it's free to go to.
Yeah, I'm intrigued.
And it's to raise money as well. So it's free to go to, but you should make a donation if you go in Canandaigua.
Absolutely. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Way to give back. Virtuoso fiddler Eileen Ivers interweaves age-old Rende songs, beloved American carols, and even a jigging bach in An Nolig, an Irish Christmas.
Good job.
Wow.
Thank you. With her signature warmth, Ivers invites listeners in for a tuneful, soulful celebration, capturing the true spirit of the season and telling the story of Christmas through music and dance at the Smith Opera House on Saturday night at 8. Get tickets online at www.thesmith.org.
Check out some of that signature warmth of Eileen Ivers. It's pretty incredible from what I hear.
Yes.
I think tickets start at $28.
Okay.
Dinner and a show in Geneva, maybe.
Yeah.
For
this weekend.
Absolutely.
Saturday night.
Yep. The 10th annual Holiday Cookie Walk to benefit Keuka Comfort Care Home will be held at the Penyan Presbyterian Church from 10 a.m. until all the cookies are gone on Saturday. There will be over 6,000 holiday cookies and treats of all kinds, baked by talented and generous members of the community, sold at $10 per pound.
Love it. That's my choice. That's my choice event of the week.
And if the cookies aren't ever gone, then they can't leave. They said it right there. 10 a.m. until the cookies are gone.
That's right.
So it's either sell them or eat them.
That's right.
When are you going to make your cookies?
This is the latest I've ever started.
No lights up, no cookies.
I know. I have all my decorations up. I'm going to be starting cookie doughs soon.
Yeah, but I mean, really, you don't need that much time to, I mean.
But I make so many.
To cook cookies?
I usually prep.
It's a time-consuming process because you only have one oven. You can only do so many at the same time, right?
Yeah, and I make so many different kinds that you have to plan, you have to strategize.
I feel like you've done this long enough where you could knock this out in like a day or two. I'm not worried yet.
One or two panic of cookies per oven batch, right?
Would you say?
1 or 2
that's
pans of cookies in the oven at one time.
Yeah. And I'm really picky about my cookies. I'm very, very picky. Perfection.
Maybe next week
you have high standards.
Maybe. Also going on this weekend, the Dickens Christmas continues this weekend in downtown Minneapolis. And celebrate the season of sparkle and shine with an abundance of holiday-related activities and offerings at the Corning Museum of Glass. It's a great time to visit Corning. Also, more events at our community calendar at fingerlakesfun.com, of course. And shall we jump into our top local photos this week?
We shall.
We should.
We had so many last week. Not as many this week, but still quite a few. So, while waiting for the full moon last Sunday, the sun gave Shelley Lannon a beautiful setting for this photo in Clifton Springs. Oh, wow.
Look at that.
That's gorgeous.
Shelley, you're doing good things.
Beautiful. Absolutely. All right, Mike Sargent found this snowy owl near Canandaigua, catching a few winks over the weekend.
That's the snowy owl is the holy grail of winter photography around here for local photographers. They track them, they let each other know when they find one, and then they descend upon them, and they're pretty birds. I think Lori Dirks might have saved a snowy owl she found injured this past week. I thought I saw that on Facebook.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. Let us know, Lori.
Yes.
If you did. Let us know some details.
They're so beautiful. And here was the snowy owl again on Saturday morning atop a barn in Canandaigua. Oh my gosh.
You can tell he's really tired of being followed.
Oh, yeah. He's so
everywhere he goes, he's just sought.
No residuals or royalties.
Nothing.
Nope.
Nothing.
He's got nothing. And from Deb Tones, this shot was taken in Branchport as the sun was rising on Monday.
I feel like we got that same shot back in October. Remember a photo from that same? Maybe it's just similar, but
it does look familiar.
But it's cool with the sunlight hitting the field behind.
It looks like vineyards. It's a little bit far. Is that vineyards or is that just...
Yeah, no, I think it is.
It is, yeah.
I hope that's not a recycled photo because that grass looks awfully green in front.
Branchport.
Yeah. It looks like winter, though, doesn't it?
No, it's different. There's,
all the leaves are gone.
Yep.
Yes, right. From Kelly Berry in Seneca Falls, taken moments after shoveling for the first time this winter on Sunday night.
With the Christmas lights.
Oh.
Look at that.
Yes. Also from Kelly, her backyard in Seneca Falls on Monday morning. Oh, my.
No, that's a scene that we got to get used to, that waking up to the fresh fallen snow on the tree limbs and whatnot.
I love that.
That first snowfall was perfect for that because it was a little wet and heavy, so it stuck to everything.
Yeah.
It was good.
Beautiful. Next, a pair of blue jay photos from Steve Eichhorn taken on Tuesday morning. Oh my gosh, how cute.
I like blue jays, but they're jerks. They're big jerk birds.
Jerks.
Yeah, they do. They attack other birds. And they're real territorial.
But
right there, he's looking for a fight.
I was going to say, he looks pretty tough. I don't think I'd want to mess with him.
He's cute.
I think he saw a barn swallow looking at him the wrong way.
Oh, gosh. All right. The water on Canandaigua Lake looked...
Oh, wait. I forgot we got to show the second one.
Oh.
There's another one. Different bird, I think, though.
Oh.
That one looks a little cleaner cut.
You guys.
Scraggly.
That looks like a picture. You have that framed. That's
I
really
love
pretty.
Blue Jay photos. And Mike Sargent, a few years ago, we actually brought me a print of one that I told him I liked. And it's still in my office.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah, I like Blue Jay photos. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's a pretty interesting color to be occurring in nature and a live thing,
Yeah.
It is. They're beautiful. That definitely looks like a Christmas card.
Oh, there you go.
Beautiful. All right, next. The water on Canandaigua Lake looked particularly blue on this afternoon near the city on Saturday in this photo by Cindy Newman. It does look like some blue water.
Saturday was a really nice day around the region, the day of the wonderful Run 5K. It was wintry enough to feel like winter, but sunny enough and pleasant enough to make you feel good about being outside.
Yes. The perfect day for that kind of an event. It was a frigid Tuesday, although in Cheshire, seen here in this farm photo by Tina Pierce. That does look cold.
Winter.
Brr. Cool photo, though. These ducks, geese, and gulls were looking for a handout Tuesday at Oak Island in Waterloo in this photo from Diane Dersch. They sure were. Who's going to give me the goods?
It's nice to see the diversity, though, in the duck population.
Yeah.
You got some mallards and some white snow geese, and then some seagulls as well.
So what
in there.
What were
All
they
just
thinking,
hanging around.
Jim? I don't know. I can't tell. I can't see their eyes.
Oh.
They're too far away.
Can't see into their souls.
Oh, gosh, right. Also from Diane, this New York State Canal Corporation tugboat sitting out of the water across from Oak Island in Waterloo on Tuesday. Oh, that's a cool shot, too.
Yeah, we see those up and down the canal. The New York State Canal Corp tugs.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool. All right. Thank you guys for sending in your photos. What was your favorite?
You know what? I don't often go this route, but I think the Blue Jay, the first Blue Jay shot.
First?
Yeah, which, by the way, there's more to it if you visit our photo gallery. It's taller than it is wide, so we just have to cut it a little bit. Over the snowy owl, huh? Actually, those are all from Mike Sargent.
Well, I was going to go with the second snowy owl picture.
Oh, man.
So now it's a
Now
showdown.
I gotta choose. I like the second snowy owl one too, but I agree. There's something about that Blue Jay picture. Although I kind of like the second Blue Jay picture better. But
I do
I told
too.
you I was partial to Blue Jays. But let me get it up here for us.
And the winner is...
Where is it?
I think we definitely, it's Blue Jay.
There it is. Is this
The
crazy?
Blue
It's that
Jay! Great photo.
Nice detail there on the feathers.
You can see into his soul.
Mike
Yes,
Sargent.
you can.
Good job.
Oh, goodness. All right. Great job. Thank you guys so much for sending in your local photos from across the region. You can always click the link in the Submit Content section at the bottom right-hand side of our homepage here at FingerLakes1.com to send us your local photos. All right, Jim, what do we have going on in sports right now?
The Bills
Yes.
host Miami at 1 o'clock on CBS. They're 7-6 right now, so you figure if they beat
In the
Miami,
hunt.
they really have an inside track of the final wild card spot. Then they play it's really strange scheduling because they play the Patriots again. They just played them 2 weeks ago
Right.
on Christmas Eve day. And then they're at the Dolphins on New Year's Eve day, so they play the
man.
Patriots and the Dolphins twice each within the past 5 weeks. And Dolphins actually beat the Patriots, so I don't know if that's going to be an easy win. I mean, the Bills had a fairly easy schedule coming home here as they try to get in the playoffs for the first time in 16 years.
Yeah. Too long.
So, but what a game last week in the snow.
Oh, my gosh. That game was insane. That snow.
Syracuse basketball renews their rivalry with Georgetown at 12:30 on Saturday in Washington, D.C. That game's on CBS. Patrick Ewing now coaches Georgetown, in case you didn't know. A lot of people that are my age remember Patrick Ewing, man in center in the mid-'80s for those great Georgetown games that really really sparked the rivalry between Syracuse and Georgetown with Pearl Washington. I remember Pearl Washington taking a swing at Ewing once.
Oh my gosh.
And Ewing taking a swing at Pearl, actually, he missed. If he connected, Pearl would have been out for months.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that's it's not the same. But maybe with Patrick Ewing on the sideline, who knows? Who knows? But Syracuse, Georgetown, Saturday at 12:30. Cornell basketball returns from their final exams. They play at Longwood at 2:00 on Saturday. And then high school basketball, Pat Geithner scored 50 points for Bloomfield last night in a double overtime win over Honeoye in probably one of the games of the year. 50.
That's crazy.
And we're going to have Pat Geithner on Thursday night. Our next live game is Marcus Whitman at Bloomfield. A battle of two 2-0 teams in the Finger Lakes West early here in the season. Brendan Harrington and Tony Robinson will have the call live on FL1 Radio at 7:30. And then we'll video replay that at 11 p.m. Thursday night. And then join me for the Upstate Hoops podcast on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And look for all your sports action and results and everything on Finger Lakes 1 this weekend.
Perfect. All right. Sounds good. All right, well, we have a couple minutes. I want to know, we're getting down to the wire. Christmas is coming up. Did you guys have your shopping done? If not, where do you go for your last minute shopping?
Oh, wow. That's intense.
Where can people go?
I mean, Amazon. I was
going to say,
if you're a Prime member, you can still get that free 2-day shipping.
Right.
You don't want to cut it too close because
exactly.
sometimes things can happen. But that's one way to do it. Or it depends on who you're buying for, but
right.
Head downtown in your hometown, or
if you're really last minute, probably shopping small is the best idea.
Yes.
Easiest, fastest. You won't deal with as much of a crowd as what you'll get at like a mall. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the success rate's just probably a little higher at that stage.
I completely agree. And I think that you find things that are more creative when you go down to like these little shops in town.
Something that...
Like, oh, I didn't think about that, but that's really thoughtful. Those kind of pieces that you'll find, you know?
Yeah, or just grab a gift certificate at a local restaurant.
Yes.
Yep.
But, it's funny because I did mention Amazon, but if you want any of the type of products, that are name brand, kind of, now you have to get it from a national retailer. There's just not much, depending on certain things, but... you should always give your local folks a shot first because you can drive home with it instead of waiting for it. Yeah. Especially as it gets down to last minute. You just want to secure that thing and wrap it. Mm-hmm. So, but
that said, I do hear that, I'm not sure about UPS, but I've heard that FedEx and USPS will be doing their shipping right through to, I believe, Sunday even they'll be delivering. Wow. So they're going to be pushing it right down to the final.
I don't want to be sweating it out.
There's hope.
Well, yeah, with Christmas on a Monday, that means that they're working through the weekend and Sunday, which normally they're not working on Sundays.
Yeah. Christmas Eve Sunday. Yeah. So. All right. Well, now I know where to go. I was going to go anyway. I have some last minute things, so I'll be local.
So next week's show will be the last show before Christmas.
Yes.
And then we'll do a show 2 days after Christmas, you think?
I don't know.
We'll decide that and announce it next week. Okay. Everybody will be waiting with bated breath, though.
That's right.
Of course.
They sure will. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you'd like to drop us a line, send an email to contact@fingerlakes1.com. If you enjoy the show, click like, subscribe to our channel, share with your friends. We'll be back next Wednesday. Until then, have another wonderful December weekend here in the Finger Lakes. Bye-bye.